Date, getting your COVID-19 vaccination is an important part. Help everyone stay safe as we continue to fight the spread. And we can protect those most vulnerable around us. With easy access to vaccination locations and the growing ability for more people to be protected, it's our best shot to keep moving forward. It's our best shot for a strong, healthy community. For more information, visit miamidade.gov/vaccine.
Good morning. It's Tuesday and it's 11 a.m., which means it's time for the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM, where we present live weekly performances in the WDNA Jazz Gallery and feature students, faculty, and alumni from Florida International's University's Herbert and Nicole Wertheim School of Music and the Performing Arts. I'm your host today and FIU faculty, Dr. Russ Spiegel, and along with our executive producer, Dr. Karen Velas, we'd like to welcome you to our show. Whether you're listening to us at home, in your car, or live on WDNA.org/FIU, we are delighted to have you with us. Today, we are pleased because we have a very special show. We have FIU's premier jazz vocal group, the Panthonics, under the direction of Professor Lisanne Lyons and featuring FIU School of Music students, singers Beatriz Guzman, Chris Santiago, Emily Tang, Chris Myers, Manny Perez, and Kelly Perez, and accompanied by Felix Gomez on the piano, Ricky Risquez on bass, Derek Sanguino on guitar, and Victor Sanchez on drums. The newly formed Panthonics is the premier jazz vocal group at FIU's Wertheim School of Music. The group emphasizes close harmonies, improvisation, a cutting-edge repertoire, and feature works by renowned contemporary arrangers, along with arrangements by FIU faculty and students. They have received national recognition by being the first student jazz group from the Wertheim School of Music at FIU to be invited to the Jazz Educators Network conference, which will be taking place this year in Orlando in January. They have also been invited to perform at the 2023 Pompano Jazz Fest, opening for David Sanborn, and they will also appear again at the Art Deco weekend on Miami Beach on January 15th. FIU's Panthonics.
I woke up singing this morning, got out of the right side of bed. I woke up singing this morning and wondering what was ahead. I took one good look at the sun, and was I the luckiest one? It's a most unusual day. Feel like throwing my worries away. As an old native-born Californian would say, it's a most unusual day. It's a most unusual sky. Not a sign of a cloud passing by. If my heart won't behave in the usual way, it's a most unusual day. There are people meeting people. There is sunshine everywhere. There are people greeting people, and a feeling of love in the air. It's a most unusual time. I keep feeling my temperature climb, and if I wanna sing as an old native-born California would say, it's a most unusual day. There's a most unusual sky, not a sign of a cloud passing by. If my heart won't behave in the usual way, it's a most unusual day. There are people meeting people. There is sunshine everywhere. There are people greeting people, and a feeling of love in the air. It's a most unusual time. I keep feeling my temperature climb. And if I want to sing, throw my heart in the ring, well, there's only one thing to say. It's a most unusual day.
It's a Most Unusual Day, composed by Jimmy McHugh and arranged by Ned J. Rosenblatt. It was featuring our soloist Emily Tang, and scat solo by Chris Santiago, and also drum solo by Victor Sanchez.
And now next, guys, we're going to be having Emily, which was composed by Johnny Mercer and Johnny Mandel, and it was arranged by Carrie Marsh, and it will be featuring the one and only Manny Perez on the solo. Hope you guys enjoy.
bell for me. And I'm not the only one who starts hearing things. Every single man around the world knows her name's Emily, who looks dreamily at her, just like I do. How could you dare resist? She brings a smile onto the face of every guy that she meets. I don't care if it's raining outside. She can cloud the clouds away for days. Don't you see, she with me, we could be family. And one day soon I'll ask her my friend and me. Will you make me the happiest man in the world? And you'll see she'll marry me, and we'll buy a place together alone. Just we, until later we'll have us as a miniature one of us. She'll have her mom and eyes, maybe your mom and I. But where we always dreamed about the happiness and harmony. And as the days into years, every episode's a life's adventure. I guess it's a memory to save, and it's all because my heart belongs to Emily.
Emily has the sound of springtime. Emily, can't you hear those wedding bells chime when you're singing? When you hear it, the carrots go round and round and round. After our children have played, say Emily. Take another look at all the wonders of the universe, and you'll find that they always say Emily, Emily, Emily. And we fade to a marvelous two lovers alone and out of sight, seeing images in the firelight. As my eyes visualize a Emily, Emily, they see Emily, 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 Emily,
Absolutely fantastic. And I'm sitting here with Professor Lisanne Lyons, who runs the Panthonics, the vocal group. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how this group formed, and because it's a fairly new group at FIU, is that correct?
Yeah, last year we, thank God, we had a more influx of students coming to FIU, and so I was able to kind of separate the more advanced students and put a smaller group together while we have the other group in training. And so I was very fortunate to have this wonderful talent come back last year. So I said, let's do this. Let's form the small group and just really up the level a few notches, and they have exceeded my expectations.
It's very impressive what we're hearing here today. How do you go about finding pieces of music that you find work well for this ensemble?
Well, I've been doing this a few years, so you're kind of in the industry, and you know who's out there, who's writing, and we're colleagues. We're all friends. Some of them are still who teach and arrange. Some of them are just arrangers. And so it is a wonderful jazz vocal community, and we share, repertoire and arrangements, and some of us write our own as well. I'm not doing my tune today, but Yeah, so a lot of the directors do write, and a lot of them have them published, and it's really amazing how much more popular this idiom has become, and a lot of more arrangers are out there. As you know, you arranged back in the day, and so yeah, we just keep an ear out, and sometimes they bring some ideas too. So
Excellent. And these harmonies are quite involved. How often is this group getting together to rehearse?
well. Not often enough. In my book, believe it or not, they only get together a few times a week. And most groups that sing this rep about 5 times a week, sometimes
Wow.
7 times. So, but that's okay, that just makes us have to do more individual work on our own and then come together and try to make music. So not enough. I mean, this kind of stuff probably should be at least 5 times a week, but they all have busy schedules. A lot of them are not performing majors per se. Music
Wow.
ed, music ed, and performance in this case. But so they have classes, they have other obligations.
Sure.
And so maybe I can kick up the rehearsal time in the future, plus a room availability, because there's very few, rooms to rehearse all the ensembles. So.
Right. Now, apart from having basic vocal skills, what's special about playing or singing, I should say, performing in a group like this?
Well, I could say, but I'd rather have maybe someone else express their feelings because they're singing in the group. I just get to listen. So maybe Chris.
Sure. What special skills do you need to bring into this that's different than singing, for example, maybe say in a choir or solo or anything like that?
Oh, well, there's so many skills that go into just FIU, jazz vocal in general as an
Right.
art. Understanding the style, the nuances of that, the roots of it, just how that sound developed basically from a great American sound form. And truly, it was probably one of the first big commercial sounds in America. So understanding where that comes from, having the ear for the harmony, and being able to kind of conversationally interact. There's a lot more improvisation. It's definitely more conversational. So being able to let loose, communicate with the instrumentalists, communicate among the singers, that's a lot of what it takes.
Yeah, probably also a very good sense of time and rhythm, because you cannot execute this otherwise. And also really being able to find your parts, right, within all these voices. When you split up into 6 voices, tight or close harmonies, I would assume that's quite a challenge to be able to pull off. In which
No, I mean, absolutely. And like I say, groups like this rehearse a lot. Plus, they usually are together for a long period of time, where we know in university ensembles, it's fluid. So, what group you had last year, you're not going to have the following year. And that's a good thing, too, because they bring another energy, another voice, another color. And to, within a few months, sound like you've been singing together for a long time is hard, even with the professionals who get together seldom sometimes. Even New York Voices don't get to rehearse that much. They live in different places, then they come together for the gigs. So in this regard, it's just trying to get your voice type to blend with everybody else's, and it's a new personality, new sound. So it's always constantly, the target's always moving. It sounded good today, but tomorrow, who knows? So we always have to, keep,
right. And so
keep
this
on
is
it.
by audition only, also to get
Of
into
course.
the group. Yes. And how long have you been teaching at FIU? Or is that not a question of
No, it's okay.
I should
I
ask.
think this is my 9th year.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and the program's been growing, and it's been mostly by word of mouth. And we have a wonderful students that live locally in Miami, and I've been very fortunate to draw from West Palm and some folks from Sarasota, Bradenton area, and I don't really think people really know about us. But
Yet.
but they're going to in January. But the thing
Right.
is, it's so cool is that we're the only state university in Florida, believe it or not, that has a jazz vocal degree.
Really?
And people don't know that. Obviously, been traditionally around for many years, but the only other degree you can get in the state of Florida in jazz with voice major is Florida International. So I'm hoping they catch on.
Okay, so that brings me to my final question. My final question would be, so if some student, maybe a high school student, was interested in pursuing a career or getting involved like in the Panthonics, what would they need? What would you be looking for?
Well, I can't say it's just for the masters or the older students, because sometimes you get a freshman that, they got their stuff together, so they can read, they can sing in tune, they can navigate through a choral type of situation, and they're good people, they're fun to work with, they're talented, they're motivated, and they're hardworking. And that's about it. Is that enough? I don't know.
I think that sounds
That's
pretty good. Would you guys add anything to that? Or
Emily's new, so she's a freshman, so we threw her to the fire.
Wow.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of throwing to the fire, I guess, if I can use this as a segue, we're going to hear one more song before we take a station break. And what are we going to be hearing?
Well, we're going to break it down to our soloists. We have a wonderful soloist. Everybody could sing a solo, but we don't have time. So I'm going to feature a few of our wonderful students and get us in the Christmas holidays because it's Christmas. And I want to hear some Christmas songs. And our first one is Beatriz Guzman, and she'll introduce what she's singing.
All right. Fantastic. Okay.
I'm gonna be doing What Are You Doing New Year's Eve? Maybe it's much too early in the game. Oh, but I thought I'd ask you just the same. What are you doing New Year's? New Year's Eve. Wonder whose arms will hold you good and tight when it's exactly 12 o'clock that night. What are you doing New Year's? New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one you chose out of 1,000 invitations you received. Oh, but in case I stand one little chance, here comes the jackpot question in advance. What are you suppose I'd ever be the one you chose out of 1,000 invitations you receive. Oh, but in case I stand one little chance, here comes the jackpot question in advance. What are you doing New Year's? New Year's Eve. What are you doing New Year's Eve? Thank you.
You're listening to the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM with the Panthonics under the direction of Lisanne Lyons. We'll be right back after these messages. Concert tonight, Monday, December 5th at 7:30 p.m. in the FIU Recital Hall. Join the FIU New Music Ensemble for an eclectic program of contemporary chamber and electronic works, directed by Jason Calloway. For this and many more exciting events, you can always find information at fiu.universitytickets.com or musictix, that's T-I-X, at fiu.edu. And now back to our show with the FIU vocal group, the Panthonics.
All right, so up next we have So May It Secretly Begin. The words and music are by Kevin Latau and Pat Metheny. It's arranged by Gerard Gutter. We're going to be featuring our guitarist Derek Sanguino and our vocalist Kelly Perez, Chris Santiago, Beatrice Guzman, and our pianist Felix Gomez.
Secretly begin the passage I'll break to win your heart. Don't need a beacon of light, just one moment in time with the trace of a smile.
baby, come along, take the one is that you'll see. You feel like you're home alone and every little word and soul, falling into a spell, running around just a new reality. With deep devotion, I long for emotion and closing my eyes. Now that I've told you, may I secretly begin
Revealing the ways I'll make you mine.
another chapter unfolds. No more stories untold, no more secrets alone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So baby, come along, take the longest and you'll see. You feel like you're home alone and every little word of soul, falling into a spell, running around just a new reality. With deep devotion, I long for emotion and closing my eyes. Now that I've told you, may I secretly begin revealing the ways I'll make you mine. Another chapter of thoughts, no more stories untold, no more secrets alone. The magic opens your eyes
next we're gonna have Chris Myers, our lovely Chris Myers, singing us. Is it? Oh yeah, our lovely Chris Myers singing "I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm."
Snowing, the wind is blowing, but I can't weather the storm. What do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love to keep me warm. I can't remember a worse December. Just watch those icicles form. What do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love to keep me warm. Off with my overcoat, off with my gloves. I need no overcoat, I'm burning with love. I can't remember the words December, just watching those icicles form. What do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love to keep me warm. Da, 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 da. Off with my overcoat, off with my gloves. I need no overcoat, I'm burning with love. My heart's on fire, the flame grows higher, but I can weather the storm, the storm, the storm. What do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love, I've got my love, I've got my love to keep me warm.
All right, thank you, Chris. So while he's doing that, I'll introduce the next one. So the next song we're singing is entitled Vincent, and the words and music are by Don McLean, and it's arranged by Gary Rosen. And this will be featuring Kelly Perez and Christopher Myers once again.
Starlight, star bright, starry, starry night. Paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills. Sketch the trees and daffodils. Catch the breeze in the winter chills. In colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me. How
They did not know how, know how. Perhaps they'll listen now.
They'll listen now, for they could not love you. But still your love was true. But still your love was true.
And when no hope was left inside on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent,
This world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Starry, starry night.
flaming flowers that brightly blazed, brightly blazed.
Swirling clouds of violet haze reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue. Colors changing hue. Morning fields of amber grain. Weathered faces lined in pain are soothed
Beneath the artist's loving hand,
soothed beneath his loving hand. Now I understand. Understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for sanity, and how you tried to set them free.
they did not listen. They're not listening still.
Perhaps they never will.
All right, so I'm going to be walking this way. Okay, so this next tune I'm going to be singing is called The Christmas Song, which I think we all recognize, which is written by Mel Torme, which was actually written in 15 minutes in an apartment in New York City in the middle of summer. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe would help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to
too. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you.
You've been listening to FIU's The Panthonics under the direction of Professor Lisanne Lyons with Beatriz Guzman, Chris Santiago, Emily Tang, Chris Myers, Manny Perez, and Kelly Perez. and with Felix Gomez on piano, Ricky Risquez on bass, Derek Sanguino on guitar, and Victor Sanchez on the drums. I've been your faculty host for the show here on the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM. And my name is Dr. Russ Spiegel, and along with our executive producer, Dr. Karen Velaz, I'd like to thank our outstanding crew of graduate students and thank them for a wonderful semester. That is Samantha, Josephine, V, Gabrielle, Jerry, Rudy, and Christian. WDNA sound and tech wizard Alex Aldrich for all his amazing work. And of course, the staff at WDNA 88.9 FM for today's broadcast. If you would like information on all our programs, make sure to call 305-348-2896. You can like our Facebook page and Instagram page and stay up to date with all our upcoming performances. Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure to join the FIU Music Hour for more great music every Tuesday, 11 a.m. to noon. And thanks to our guests. And what's the last piece we're going to hear today?
The last piece we're going to be singing is When the Sun Comes Out. Words and music are by Ted Kohler and Harold Arlen. It was arranged by Carrie Marsh, and it's going to be featuring our soloist, Chris Santiago.
Sun comes out, there'll be bluebirds round my door singing like they did before that old star broke out, and my love walked off and left me in the rain. Though they're gone, I doubt if they'll stay away for good. I'd stop living if they should.
Love is funny, it's not always peaches, cream, and honey. Just when everything looked bright and sunny, suddenly the cyclone came.
I'll never be the same till that sun comes out and the rain starts beating on my window pane. If my heart holds out, let it rain and let it pour. It may not be long before there's a knocking at my door. Then you'll know the one I love wants in when the sun comes out. Da-da-da-da-da-yada, da-da-yada-yada. Ba-ba-da-da, ba-ba-do-da-da-ba-da, ba-da-da-ya-wa, ba-da-ya-da-da-wa-ya-da. Ba-da-ba-da-ya-da, da-ya-da, da-da-ya-da. Stay away for good. I'd stop living if they should. Love is funny.